Man, I hope EA is ready for this question and answer. I know Reddit got the savages. I know they're bringing the heat.
Got fresh, that shit hot. Just a young nigga from the boondocks. Got strange clothes and tube socks with a Dutch road in the parking lot. Put it in the air for niggas getting locked. Twist two up for niggas getting knocked out.
What is up, Fly Association? Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm bringing you kind of a catch up. I haven't seen you guys in a week. Normally today would be our From the Ground update, but I'm going to treat this as a bye week and we're just going to go straight into the gameplay on Thursday since we did have an update last week but no gameplay. So we're just going to go straight into the gameplay, treat it as a bye week and move on like that. Now, as you know, in Madden last week, it's been a lot of things. I haven't talked to you guys in a week, so a lot of new things has come up. I'm going to kind of go over that in this video, just some of the new things. You guys already know it. So kind of give my opinion on that. And then today, they had to ask me anything on the subreddit. I am frequently on the subreddit, so I knew about this in advance. And I just want to tell you guys some of the highlights from that. I got about 8 highlights of the questions answered from EA that I think is good to share for you guys in preparation for Madden 18 and everything from there on. So as you guys know, I think this is the most hot promo right now that's going out. Is the draft predictor promo. Pretty much one person gets Cam Newton unless there's a lot of people that get the most picks. But I don't know, I really don't know if I'm interested in doing this. It's nice because you do get the 250,000 coins if you get all 16 correct, which I feel like all 16 won't be hard to get correct if you really lock into your Mel Kiper, your Adam Schefter senses and do things like that. But I do think it will be a little bit too hard for me to get the most out of it, so I might just trade it. I know a lot of people have been trading their collectibles for decent cards on the trade block. This is one promo that has actually rejuvenated the trade block, which I am all for rejuvenation of the trade block. So if you guys don't plan on doing this, go ahead, trade those good pieces to people that need them and get you something back get you something back in return for your draft pieces. And the 2 Ultimate Legends that came out this weekend were John Randall and Ozzie Newsome. Ozzie Newsome looks like he's going to make my team. John Randall, I don't really have a use for him unless I switch to a 4-3, which I don't really see why I would switch this late in the year. And speaking of my team, we do have a 98 overall. I had a 99 overall, but I went ahead and switched some of my chemistries up. I wish I had the 99 overall for you guys right now. But here's a look at my offense. Here's a look at my defense. And with that, I think we're all caught up. We basically had a pretty slow MUT week last week. It was kind of slow. We got the draft. We didn't really get too much on the weekend other than Ultimate Legends and a couple. Did we get new movers? I don't think we got new movers. But this is the look at my team. Let's go ahead and talk about the Reddit, because that's really what I want this video to be about. All right, now breaking down the Reddit, it's kind of just gonna pop up on you guys' screen when I read it. Someone was nice enough to go ahead and put it into a nice pasted like section, so you don't have to go looking for it. I'll leave that link down in the description, but I wrote down some of the numbers of the lines that I thought were actually interesting. So without further ado, let's jump into it. This is gonna be pretty long. So number 1, the question was, are you guys looking into adding a practice mode into MUT 18? It would be nice to test out new playbooks with players on our MUT team rather than using base items in normal practice mode. We've definitely heard about this as a top request. Legally, it's tough for us to comment on what may be coming in the future. I agree that this would be a great addition to the Madden Ultimate Team. Now, my take on this, I am one of the people that would love to practice with my MUT team in the mode. I understand that EA Sports can't elaborate on that because that's how they got messed up in the trade block last year, but I definitely could see this kind of making its way in. I think it's kind of a large feature, so I don't expect to see that too much in Madden 18, but it would be nice to get that in there. And the next question up is, I know myself and a large majority of the community have loved the recent design of solos like Season Stars and promo formats like All Rookie and more recently Easter. Can we look forward to similar formatted promos going forward, i.e. solos accompanying content which provide a fair chance at profitable collectibles and players along with the relative ease of at least attaining one promo elite with at least a little bit of grinding? And EA responded, yes, we've seen these being received well by the community and look to continue having future content drops that follow a similar layout. However, we do know that too much of anything can become dull, so we must continue finding other ideas that resonate well as Season Stars, Easter, and All rookie have. Now, I think Season Stars by far is my favorite promo. I think I made the most coins all year in Season Stars. Season Stars was pretty much the lifeblood of From the Ground Up, and I think that they also are going in that direction with the Movers program. They just have to tweak it a little bit, especially after this question and answer. But I think it's a good look going into next year if we can continue having card or solo challenges that push these cards to the forefront and allow us to all have a shot at getting the good cards. Next up, we got a quick question. Someone asked, a savage asked, why are pack results so inconsistent? And EA responded, pack satisfaction is a major focus for us, and we'll continue finding ways to improve it. We have some great design ideas for next year that we feel will significantly address this concern. Now, I'm holding my breath to see this, but maybe, just maybe, EA Sports will come up with a way that everyone can be happy. I kind of think it's a double-edged sword. Not everyone can be happy with packs, but this year it's been terrible. So if they could do anything to basically keep the train moving, I'll be right behind it with you. Next question: will there be any more All Madden Super Bowl rewards coming? And EA Sports responded, yes. I think that EA in this last leg of Madden 17 has done a lot of things right, and adding Super Bowl rewards to all Madden Super Bowl wins is great. Not that it would affect me, because I can't get my hands on a Super Bowl to save my life, but definitely I can see how people are enjoying this, getting these cards, even if it's not a 99 overall. If they want to drop like a 96 overall card that doesn't have a good card, like let's use the Bengals for example. Let's say Pac-Man Jones. There's a 92 overall Pac-Man Jones with great return stats. I would be happy getting that, as long as it's not non-auctionable, non-tradable. As long as it is non-auctionable, non-tradable, I don't see the problem with people getting these high power cards for playing the game. Now, the next question was a big one for me. I loved the playoff blitz during the playoffs. I think it was there was another blitz as well. I think it was a blitz for blitz promo actually. But the question is, are there any plans for non-season friendly head-to-head games? It'd be just a single game versus anyone else looking to do the same, not just people on my friends list. I found the lack of this feature a bit weird. Sometimes I just want to play head-to-head without any stakes, and right now I can only do that with people I have on my friends list. EA said, interesting. I wouldn't think there's a large audience for this. I may be wrong. EA, I don't know for sure, but speaking for myself personally, I really do like this. I like the fact that during the playoff blitz, I could go and practice my schemes, get better at the game without having to worry about my record. So I wouldn't have to lose some of my Super Bowl or my seasons game that get me to the Super Bowl. I could just go into the playoff blitz and go ahead and practice that. And I know sometimes people would rather just play free and open, where they can get a way lesser reward but still be able to play the game. So I think that would be interesting if they put that back into the game next year. I really liked it, and I would love to see it come back at any point. All right, this question I just threw in just in case anyone was interested. The question is pretty easy question here. Can we expect to see the return of throwback cards this year? And EA said, I'll talk with someone on the team to see if there's an opportunity to drop a few later this year. I don't know why they would drop them out of nowhere, but if they did, new content, always better. I'm down for it. All right, now those last questions were basically questions that I thought were interesting and wanted to kind of just give you guys my take on it. But these next 5 questions I think are the bulk of this Reddit question and answer. Now, question 140 is the position flexibility coming to 18? I would love to have Von Miller as a 3-4 end, but that would take away his Kim boost. Is there any way I can do that in 18 without losing the Kim boost? I would personally love it if you guys would make it so that you could have pass rushers or edge players instead of DEOLB, so that it would open up flexibility. Same goes for inside linebackers and outside linebackers in a 4-3. Someone like Zach Brown would be an inside linebacker for a 3-4 team, but would be a will or a right outside linebacker in a 4-3. And EA responds, I've heard the idea of Kim ability that would allow players to play out of position and still keep their Kims intact. We don't have anything like that built in now, but would be a way we can make players who fit this criteria feel special. Now, this is a great idea. This is probably my favorite idea of the whole question and answer. I would love to have Von Miller on my defensive line. I would love to have Terrell Suggs on my defensive line. But with the introduction of chemistries, I just went away from playing players out of position because I want as much chemistry boost as I can get. I want to make my team as best as I can get. Now, if they were to add a chemistry that's like maybe a versatile chemistry, be a big ass V on the side of your card, it would be a great way to essentially have that intact. So not every card can be out of position, but Von Miller can have 2 positions, and then designate the 2 positions, and I'll be fine with that no matter what. All right, now the next question up is for the community. Basically, I think it's just a lot of things being addressed in this one question, which is, I've said this many times in the past 2 years, if EA wants to make Madden a true esport powerhouse, they need complete transparency. Tell us the thresholds or remove them. Tell us how you calculate ratings. Tell us exactly where every stat trait does. Put the traits in the game so we don't need a third-party app. The most successful esport is League of Legends, and the devs blah 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 blah. We skip past that. The question is, moving forward, are there any of these things going to be addressed? It really sucks seeing bugs and glitches ignored by EA, who will not address the issue publicly or will spin it like every broadcast of attorney with a swerver. It's obvious the casters don't want to mention these things like swerve and how absurd it is when a guy grabs a ball 1-on-4 coverage to win $50,000. And EA responds, zero excuses here. We always need to try to do better. Esports is the ultimate crucible to pressure test gameplay. It will force us to keep getting better. Nobody wants that more than Rex Dixon, but I promise that we are trying. More total patches, more fixed bugs, more content released. But as we go faster, we see places where we still want to continue to improve. And the standard you hold us to is a good one. And it is a bar that I know I like to look at as well. We did 11 patches this year, which I would bet is competitive with most any console game, but we are trying to figure out how to plan for more and to move the availability and to make changes into patching into something faster. In terms of ratings and formula transparency, it is definitely a topic of discussion here. Keep pushing us on it. So basically, keep it on the net, guys. They're trying. EA, for as bad and as of head scratching of things that they do, they definitely do try to make their game better. I see it because I've been playing since MUT 25, and I know that every year something goes crazy, but at least it shows they're trying in some places. Now, just the fact that they want us to keep pressuring about them, that means keep on them, guys. A lot of things have been changed this year, just from guys like us on YouTube, Mutthead, the subreddit, all getting together, Twitter, all that, getting together and pushing these guys so that they have to make a change. And I think that they will stop trying to ignore some of these things and we just keep it on them, man. So stay on them. That's the highlight of this question. And this next question, it was probably the most talked about by EA on the whole question and answer cycle on the subreddit. The question is, what is the possibility of us getting multi-card trades with coins as an option on the trade block? I think that would fully eliminate scams. EA responds, okay, I'm not going to answer that question, but let's talk about trades. I am going to tell you what we were talking about for next year to get it out there, because I think it is going to drive some discussion, and frankly, I'd rather have it with this community first. I can't promise we will get to all the questions and feedback this might cause, but I promise I'll read them and we can talk more about this in coming months. First, some history and some facts. Other Ultimate teams got rid of trades a long time ago because the feature is very hard to protect from misuse. There's a team that watches out for exploits, and the biggest thing we could do to make their job easier is to eliminate trades to align with other teams. Our internal tracking shows that the vast majority of trades, 80 to 90% in a typical week, are bad, meaning executed as part of an exploit. As you may notice from the outside looking in, trades were almost removed for this year and would have been removed had we not discovered there was some messaging committed it to be available during launch. With that in mind, we're going to try to keep this feature, as there are some cases we'd like to protect. Here's the list of things they would like to protect. 2 users that are trying to do an actual trade because they each have a player or item that the other wants. Loaning a player to try out with the intent on having it returned. Giveaways from approved streamers, content creators. So how do we keep these cases and cut down on the other problems with trades? How about this? Traded items become non-auctionable but still tradable, collectible, and discardable. If users want to trade players to make their team better, they can do that. Items traded back to the original owner become auctionable again. I wanted to try out a player, so traded it to me and then I traded it back. Next, approved accounts can trade without the item becoming non-auctionable. Approved giveaways, so discuss. Here is the thing. We know there are major concerns with the current system. The feedback I'm specifically looking for on the above system is, if we did this, are there any fair users that we should consider that are prevented? And back to the original questions, once we get this feature stabilized, we can look to the next steps, like adding the ability to somehow negotiate. I'm sure we'll be talking more about this. Now, this is one of the best, not even back and forth, but just an elaborate answer by EA. And I like a lot of things in this post, and I don't like a lot of things in this post. It looks like, once again, if we didn't stay on their neck about trading, it would have been out of here. Trading would have been done. Farm accounts done. It's over. But since we did point out their mistake, they did keep it in, and now they're actually trying to expand upon the idea of trading and kind of make it better. So they go ahead and let us know in the beginning that there's some bad trades going on, and it would help. They would look out for their coworkers if they just eliminated it. But with that, they've also brought into effect that trade items become non-auctionable, trade items become re-auctionable, and they could approve some YouTubers, streamers, other content creators like giveaway guys on Twitter, just so they can be approved, nobody gets hurt, and we could get giveaways and stuff to the forefront. And I like this idea because I think it would allow players and streamers to connect a little more, YouTubers to connect a little more, and not be punished for giving away coins and players, etc. Although if they did make it so that you trade a card over to a buddy's account, it would kill farm accounts, which would mean they have to have a big overhaul in rewards for solo challenges and stuff like that, because I know people that aren't going to just sit around and play all the solos and then be done. Like, after that, what's your point? So the farm account is technically a way for us to continue playing the game if you are a grinder and get rewarded for it. So if they upgrade the rewards, I'm down for this. If not, at least make it so that giveaways for streamers and content creators are gonna be lit. And speaking of farm teams, how do you guys feel about farm teams? As in, we use other accounts to play solos for more rewards. Is that permitted in MUT? And what would you do to make sure it doesn't appear to be violating EA's terms of service? Now, you guys know I love farm accounts. I push them in the beginning. I don't really push them too much at the end because it's, you know, wishy-washy if you're still playing that much. But in the beginning, they're very profitable. EA responds, we are looking at doing things in the future to remove the incentive to use a second or third account. Farming makes the game design of MUT really tough to keep fair. From time to time, we release experiences that allow players to earn something faster than normal. They are essentially a reward for our users for engaging in MUT, or our central balance point for a seasonal program. Having some folks choose to claim the reward more than once forces us to make decisions. Do we lower the reward for the users who do the normal case of doing it more than once to make room for the guys that do it multiple times? Personally, I don't like doing that. All of that plays in. The thing I will say is that we think of multiple accounts as all separate accounts. So if they are doing something that would be a violation in independent accounts, it is potential violation in all cases. So what this shows me is they don't like farming. They don't like it. I understand, but I don't understand, honestly. If somebody wants to put in their time, I feel like they should be able to get that reward. If EA is holding back on the reward, now if they drop in solos that give me 30,000 coins and do this and that, give me all these packs, I'm down with that. That's cool with me. But if they want to kind of punish you for doing farm accounts, I'm not cool with that. But it does look like they look at it as separate accounts, so maybe they'll ban you on one account just to scare you and not ban you on your main account. But that's basically all the things that I thought were important in this question and answer from Reddit. I'm gonna go ahead and leave the link in the description. Like I said earlier, gameplays and stuff will come back this week. A lot of content this week for you guys, so make sure you stay tuned. Subscribe if you're new, share my video so we can grow the Fly Association together, and above all else, stay fly.
In the kitchen, cook a curry. Whip it. 30 on me, I ain't worried. With my Zoe, you a rat. Cool cat, make him scurry. Haitian flag on the chopper. Stop, I say to all my Haitians. My first blood call me Lijon. I run with the pack, want to pay. My Zoe made the beat, what I do to it.